making a quick video I'm going to upload because I guess today while I was at work, the world experienced a few hours of Facebook shutting down. I wanted to reflect on this because at the beginning of last month, I had already resolved that I was going to take a break from Facebook. I've deleted it off my phone, and I managed to stay away from it, even as a thing that I would open up on the browser, which is what I used to do when I hadn't kind of made that resolution to myself. Now, I've still been using Instagram, which is a Facebook subsidiary, but what I think is so interesting is that people on Facebook understand that they're using something that is inherently bad. It's doing something to them with kind of an intention that people don't want to have to actually deal with. And yet we all are kind of doing it anyway. And I'll count myself in that because I'm taking a break. I'm not saying I'm never going to use it again. But I think that last year we were able to take a break from so many things. And we had expectations about the way in which we would use our time. And then we were faced with the reality of what we really did. And I was just reflecting on this with a friend. There are so many hobbies we thought we would pick up, and there were so many things we thought we would get done. And a lot of us maybe scratched the surface on those, but a lot more of us were radicalized. A lot more of us got out and protested. And even if I don't agree with some of the things that perhaps people got out there and protested, what's interesting is that the way that all of our priorities aligned, we actually had a lot of common threads in there. And I think that that's worth looking at. And I think if we were to, let's say, boycott Facebook, collectively take some time off of social media, that we would all, again, we would have expectations going into it, but we would face a reality coming out of that. And I think that it might be worth it for society. I work with the public again, and I love talking to people who are like 10-ish years younger than I am and seeing how many people appreciate, for example, physical photos. I'm not one to romanticize the past. I don't think that the old days are necessarily all the good old days. But I think that if we collectively took some time to reevaluate what our expectations were from social media, I think that we together could create something that really served people. If you factor out Mark Zuckerberg from all of the wealth of millennials, more than half of the wealth of the entire millennial generation. And I don't think that's okay. He's not that cool. He didn't really do anything that was that cool. His initial project was very chauvinistic and gross. It was rating women's faces from the yearbook that he stole and made available online so that they could be subjected to ratings of attractiveness. That's what Facebook was. So I think if we all just take a minute, maybe no Facebook November, something like that, all of us. What if you logged on Facebook and no one was there?